Hey, good morning, everybody. We are live. Hey, Terry.
How you doing, gorgeous? What's up?
I am good. Today, I thought about, I got a email message from Gary V, and he was talking about his 2017 manifesto.
Ah, wow.
Said, now that's an idea that I think I'd like to explore. So I listened to his manifesto, and he talked about who he was, what he's all about, what his commitment and promise to his audience is. It talked about him, what he was going to do, how he worked, and all of that. Pretty much who he's been all this time, but it wasn't like a resolution. So I wanted to talk about that for a little bit today. What exactly is a manifesto? And I did put it in the chat link, the link to his manifesto over on iTunes.
Oh,
so anybody can go and listen to it. It's a short one too. I like the fact that his are short and they're not like this long, drawn out. Okay, we're here for 12 hours. And so let's look up the word manifesto. But before we do that, I'm going to let you introduce who we are.
Welcome, everybody. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run. I'm here with my co-host, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur extraordinaire and tech diva. And we are here to see what we can bring to the table to help you get business done swiftly and above all, easily. We want things that you can. We're starting up my own podcast this year. So yours is inspireful. To God be the glory. Congratulations, Brian.
Yeah, we're looking for, and Brian, you can come in and take a chair if you are camera ready and you want to sit in and tell us about what you're going to be doing. We'd like to hear about it.
Yeah, and how's your family? I've just really missed Brian,
This is Brian, the other Brian. This is our new Brian.
Okay.
Yes, this is new Brian. He's
PK. I've missed PK. Where is he?
Yeah, PK. I saw him over on
he was on the other day. Yeah.
From Periscope. But this Brian is from Maryland, not too far from Mary.
Okay. I see. I'm looking at his profile. Okay. How you doing, Brian?
Yeah. Are you available to take a seat today, Brian?
Very close, sir. They need to have coffee. No.
For a hot minute. Okay, cool. Let's talk about that because we're talking about manifestos for 2017. So I'm going to invite you in. And we're just talking about manifestos for 2017.
Okay.
Interesting. He's loading in. So what's your 20? Oh, we got to try it again. Sometimes it
does wonderfulness, like my backdrop here.
Beautifully. And Terry, in the meantime, if you can look up the word manifesto, I'll appreciate it.
Sure can.
I am putting this on Facebook Live. Okay, so.
Okay. A written statement that describes the policies, goals, and opinions of a person or group. Manifesto.
Go ahead.
A public declaration of intentions, opinions, objections, or motives as one issued by a government, sovereign, or organization.
Okay. I
Here
need.
it is. A manifesto, according to vocabulary.com, is a public statement stating your views or your intentions to do something.
Okay, so I like that. It's not a. It is not a resolution. It is your intent to do something. So we're talking about your manifesto for 2017. What is your intent? Your intent for your customers, your clients, and what is your intent for your business in 2017? There's a link to Gary Vee's manifesto over in the chat. You can all take a listen to that. But I was interested when I got the email, and he talked about what his intent was for the people that he serves. We talk a lot about serving your gift to humanity, talking about the thing that you do in service to others. Even though you're compensated for it, it's still your service to others. And you are being compensated for that. So what is your manifesto for 2017? Not necessarily your goals, but your I see it as the underlying value of what it is that you do. What do you think, Terry? Like, this is who we are. And for us, it's always helping people do business.
I was going to say,
making it easier, giving you value, bringing you information and tools and things that we've learned along the way that'll help you do business better and easier without a bunch of, I'm changing my vocabulary, without a bunch of
unnecessary foolishness.
Thank you. AKA crap.
Stupid stuff. Okay.
Business should not be difficult, nor should it be
convoluted.
It should not be difficult. It should really be fun.
And it's just an exchange of goods. It's just, and sometimes it's just so many pieces. It's just like, okay, this is just not fun anymore.
Why isn't it fun? Has your manifesto changed?
Maybe so. Oh, there you go.
Because when you started out in business, it's like, I just want to help people do this, or I love baking cakes, or I love helping with this. I love sewing, whatever the thing was that you started out doing. That was your manifesto. That was you telling the world. And has it changed some?
I think so. It's just that I think it needs to be revisited every now and then. You know what I mean? So that to see if you need to tweak something, to see if have situations changed, have I changed? You know what I mean? Do I want to change methods? Because if I don't change methods, then I'll still be using a Xerox machine for stuff I could have just texted somebody. Xerox machine and a rubber and a stamp. Okay.
Now you're saying something pretty significant, because if your manifesto includes helping your clientele do and be better, that means you're always looking for information and things to help them. You're always on the hunt. You're always looking. Always, you're going to have to shift, like with Kodak. Hey, Mary, Kodak may not have made the shift. Mary, are you available to take a seat today? I know Brian's trying, but that's okay, Brian. We're going to get you in here. Okay, no worries. We will just love your conversation from the chat. That's perfect. So we're talking about manifestos. What is the manifesto for your company, even for your life. What is it that you're going to do? And if you want to hear about a good manifesto, you can listen to Gary V's. It's in the chat up above a little bit here. And Terry put the definition there. It is a public statement stating your views or your intention to do something. So what are your views on how you're going to provide for your customers and clients this year? What is your intention for them? You know, one of the things that Gary talked about, he mentioned the $500 or $500,000 masterminds and all of that. He said, that's not part of who he is. He's going to answer people. He's going to talk to the people, to all of those who so graciously have given him their attention. Mm-hmm. He's going to answer, and he's going to talk. It doesn't matter how many thousands of people he has. He's still going to do that. That is something that is important to him. So that's important in his manifesto, to listen to the people who have given him their attention. Can we pause and drop the mic on that? Listening to the people who have given him their attention.
Mm-hmm. All his friends, Romans, and countrymen have lent him.
And he's not doing it because they've given him anything or bought anything. He's listening. He's listening to what they have to say, even if they, don't like what he's doing and they cussing him out. He's still listening.
Well, that's very important, because when people get ticked off, you might want to try to resolve that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mary, you're right. Asking a lot of questions: who, what, how, where, why, when.
The 5 W's, right? Who, what, where, when, and why.
So what does your 2017 manifesto look like? Are you going to still do business the same way? Have you learned anything, maybe from something you heard here, that's going to shift the way that you decide to interact with your clients and customers? Are you going to do status quo? Are you going to do business like everybody else? Are you going to be like the gurus out there if you're coaching? Or are you going to do some things to help people in their coaching business and not do it so much the same way as everybody else has been doing it? The $97 courses and the this and the that, and just like you've heard everyone else do it. Are you going to follow your heart when it kind of goes differently than the norm that's in the marketplace?
Well, they say, how's that thing go? If you can keep your head about you when
all others fail,
are losing theirs and blaming it on you. And walk with kings and still keep the common touch.
Yeah. So our manifesto here is always to give you good, Brian, to give you good information that you can use and that you can put into use quickly and easily, even if it's one thing. You know what I mean? Even if it's just one thing that you can use, we want to provide that to you. Bringing you information, or the people who have the information. That is what we're looking to do this in 2017, to bring you good quality content that you can I'm going to get that, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put that into practice and have my business do and be better. That's what we're looking for. That is our manifesto. And we're going to do it with information that is not loaded with a bunch of fluff.
And not convoluted. Can we get to the point? I am, Francine, I believe in getting to the point. I'm talking to people and they're going on and on. And I'm like, hold it. What is the bottom line? And what's really startling about this is now having to, when I'm talking to my daughter, she's like, okay, Mom, so what is the bottom line on this? It's like, oh my God, this is how I sound when I ask people that, because it's like, oh my God, okay, get it out, Terry.
And how about, what was one of the things when we first started a couple of years ago? One of the things that was a pet peeve, answer the question that they asked.
Okay.
That was one of the things that, the person, hey, woohoo, welcome, Brian.
Finally.
Uh-huh.
One of the questions
What's with the P, Brian?
Was that the P?
Uh-huh.
Purdue University.
All right, there we go.
My son's on the football team.
Okay. I'm from Pittsburgh. I had to know what that P was about. Was it Pennsylvania? Okay, Purdue, we're good. How you doing?
Good.
So Brian, what is your manifesto for 2017? What is it you're looking to do? You said you're getting back into your podcasting and things. So tell us a little bit about your plan.
Well, last year, it's kind of the first half of last year, I had a podcast dedicated to Business Networking International. Have you heard of that group?
No, but that's okay.
So BNI stands for Business Networking International. I'm the president of my local chapter. I'm here in Bethesda, and basically it's a networking group. It's the largest networking kind of organization in the world. There's chapters all over the world. I'm sure there's a chapter in each of your cities. And basically the concept is that business owners kind of get together and, every week and then learn about each other's businesses and refer business. So last year I had a podcast where we would interview. I was using Blab. Are you familiar with Blab?
Mm-hmm.
Before it cracked.
Yes.
Yeah, we know Blab.
So I was doing the podcast on Blab until they decided to close that channel, and then I looked at Fire Talk, but then Fire Talk wasn't. Then Fire Talk changed their terms and conditions. So I decided to wait until something came along that I would be able to actually use consistently. I didn't want to keep jumping from channel to channel, and so I've been watching your guys' use of Fire Talk. Apparently Fire Talk is back, and you guys doing a great job on this platform. So I want to pay attention to how your guys' channel goes to see if I want to restart on Fire Talk or wait until Facebook Live comes out with a multi, people option or whatever. And so that's going to be, a podcast. I want to restart a podcast on a channel that's going to have some longevity this year. Yeah. And then I love it. What I do for a living is I'm an internet marketing kind of specialist. I work with other marketing firms. I do a lot of SEO, and so I just hired a full-time project manager this year to help grow the business. And I'm going to be doing more paid lead advertising, like through Thumbtack and different things. That's been really good for me. And I'm looking to double my business this year, double the size of my business. That's my
okay. Very good. So now, what are your manifesto to your clients look like this year? I'm poking around with the stick today.
What do you mean my manifesto to my clients?
Yeah, what is your intention? What is your intent for your clients, and the intent for your clients, when I say clients, I always keep in mind, and I talk about internal and external clients. Your internal clients is the person you just hired, because he's a client, whether we think he is or not. He is a client because he's working with you. Your external clients are those people who are going to be purchasing and utilizing your service. So, and I know you have it within you. You have an idea in your mind about how you're going to serve them and how you're going to provide service to them. That is your manifesto. Even though it may not be written, it's still an innate part of you. There's a reason why you probably got into the business of doing internet marketing. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my goal for my I mostly work with subcontractors and my kids. So my kids are also on my are also part of my subcontractor team. I've got 4 kids, and all of them do something within my business. Like my oldest daughter is a artist at George Mason University, 4th-year art student. So she's done the graphic design for me in the past, and both she and my son, who's at Purdue, both do search engine optimization. They know about SEO, and so they're working on projects this holiday season. And so part of my goal is for my subcontractors, including my kids, for them to get more skilled, more experience, more skills in some of these areas of internet marketing. I provide a lot of professional development opportunities to them free of charge. Even though they're a subcontractor, I'll provide a lot of free training to them in how to do work and expand their knowledge base, as well as, and then of course, to increase, as my business increases, their income increases because they get more work. And I've already increased my fees this year, or what I'm paying my subcontractors this year, because business has been good. I've been able to increase my fees, and so I'm able to pay them more. And that was unexpected. So I've let a couple of them know, what my new fees are. And so they're like, it's like 20%, 25% increase in what I was paying them over last year already. So that's better than a regular job will give you a 5% increase from year to year.
Yes.
So that's part of my goals. Then for my clients, I mean, some of my key type of client is other marketing firms. I do a lot of consulting with small marketing firms or web design companies where I'll do their SEO or I'll do their Facebook advertising kind of as a white label approach. And so my goal with them is to help them expand the clients that they bring in for SEO and Facebook marketing, and then for their clients to be more successful through those kinds of paid advertising.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. See, you explained very succinctly, that is your manifesto. You wanted to give them more. You wanted to give your internal customers more. You wanted to provide a better service for your external customers. And a lot of times we don't think of that as, we don't write down what it is our intentions are. And I think that having a manifesto, it takes on a different look and a different light than, okay, my goal is to do this, because goals seem very unstable. Is that the word? They don't seem very firm.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say, Terry? Like
ether, sort of
kind of wispy. The goal for the company. Okay, but if your manifesto is something like, this is my promise, this is what I want to do. I see manifesto as a promise. That you're going to do a certain thing for your customers, and sometimes the things may change, but you still have this promise to do a certain thing for them.
Yep.
And I get, when I hear manifesto, I think, okay, this is something that I'm going to live and die by. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do this and I don't do that, and I stand for this and I stand against this, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you stand for? What do you stand against? Even though you may change the method of doing it, the intent is still the same.
And so it's sort of like, okay, we're all have our parents. It's like house rules in this house. You know what I mean? You make your bed in this house. If you mess up the kitchen, you clean up the kitchen. There's certain things, and that's what a manifesto is. So when it doesn't get done, everybody in the company can call you on it because it's right here on the wall. The manifesto says,
house rule in my house: no bare feet.
No bare feet. As I sit here with those shoes up, but okay.
That's just my house rule.
They are propped up, though. Okay.
And I like the idea. What are your house rules? These are rules that you live by, and that people can see those house rules. We see those house rules with Apple. There are certain things Apple will not do. There are certain things that you will not see in Apple.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the culture of the business.
Okay, I like that. Your manifesto is seen in your culture.
That's the culture, yes. And it sets the culture because now we have something written down to hold people accountable to. What's acceptable, what's not acceptable.
Correct. And Mary says it's clarity. We must first have clarity. See, if you don't know your manifesto, you can't share it.
That's true.
You don't know what you stand for. You don't know what you stand against, but you're in business.
And neither do your employees.
This is the Wikipedia definition of manifesto. I wanted to look that up. So I like that. It's a verbal or written declaration of your intentions, motives, or views.
Go ahead.
Of the individual, group, political party, or government. So I think of manifesto as like a governmental kind of thing, but I like this definition that you could use it as a personal thing for your business too, like your intentions, motives, and views. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. An individual group. Okay.
So people know who you are because they see your motives and your intentions. They don't necessarily have to read it. I don't have to go to the Apple corporate website to read their manifesto because it's seen in how they do their products. It's seen in different ways. You can tell that they are a very green company. You can tell that they celebrate their employees and they are out for design. You understand what I mean? There's certain characteristics for Uber, certain characteristics for different companies. You see it in their operations.
And so you understand their culture. Yeah. And so when you see them doing something out of character,
then you're like, what's that all about?
Something your own internal customers can hold you accountable to.
That yes. And why they want to do
what
business
we really
with
stand
us, right?
for, Bill? I didn't sign, and people will say, I didn't sign on for this. Because Bill, you said that we do da 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 da, but that doesn't match up.
And you said we do certain kinds of customer care. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, I had to contact a company this morning, and I'm still on their Twitter account waiting for a response. This started about 6:00 this morning, Pacific time. I'm still waiting for an answer. So I'm like, okay, people.
And if they have a reputation.
There's something about their culture.
Yeah. And some people have a reputation that they respond quickly.
Mm-hmm. And they say that.
Yeah. Because again, it depends on, the company. And then if something is not going according to their normal culture, was there a change in management?
Mm-hmm.
I've had that happen, where you're working with a particular company and everything is going. I'm like, you guys used to do this.
It's not adhere to the manifesto. People. Okay, Mary's got a comment over here.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
She says, when companies don't adhere to their manifesto, people may become upset. I left a company because of the change in their manifesto. Well, I've left some companies because of change in their behavior too. I guess the manifesto would also include behavior. I don't know. But when there's a cultural shift and it's not in a positive direction, Brian, how do you deal with that in marketing? How do you fix stuff when people mess up the culture? I call you and you go off on me and I post that on Facebook. Now what do we do?
Now, Terry, you've had that experience of the change in the culture. You went to a particular bank and they stopped using tellers and told you that you had to go
to the wall,
go to the ATM. Or it's going to cost you money to talk to a teller. So that doesn't feel warm and fuzzy to me.
Especially since you got my money. You know what I mean? I don't think I want you holding my money. It's like, do you want somebody holding your wallet that you can't talk to?
Well, that's an interesting problem because my bank is USAA, and there are no physical banks for USAA. Unless you're like in, there's a few of them. There's like one in Annapolis. There's one in San Antonio, like where some of the major military bases are. But there's really no banks. So
Yeah.
but
So it's virtual.
yeah, it's almost like a virtual.
But if you chose that, that's fine. But if I choose you because you have a person sitting behind a window and I like doing business face to face, and then you make a shift and tell me now I got to pay to talk to you.
Time to look for another bank.
Exactly. Exactly. Because your manifesto changed, right? Your culture changed. Is that what we would consider part of the manifesto? I don't know, guys.
Yeah, it is, because you did a
deliver.
change to the manifesto. Okay, here what we're going to do now. We will no longer. Oh, okay. I'm going to going there with the B word. Blab changed their manifesto on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like we were like, whoa, but there was no incoming memorandum or anything.
They'll say incoming.
Lights off, like 24 hours. I was like, okay,
Yes.
wait.
Did you guys start off with using Blab and then you went over to Fire Talk?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we had a huge audience over there.
Yeah, and it went.
The lights were out. It's like
That's too bad. Yeah, that was a major lost opportunity for them, I think.
I think so too.
And now that they're calling us back, they are calling us back, asking us to now participate in their new venture.
Really?
Yeah, we don't trust you right now, so no.
Right, exactly. What's the new venture? I didn't even heard about what they're doing new.
Bebo or something.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard about that. But it's not the same thing. It's something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that we were going to be okay with Bebo. We're like, no, we're not okay with Bebo.
Yeah.
And so even Fire Talk changed their manifesto a little bit. One day we came on and there was an ad that ran on Terry's screen, and she was like, where does this ad come from? And I'm just like, I don't know.
And it was a political ad, Brian.
Oh,
so
man.
And we both have a Mac, so we're like, we don't get hacked. We don't get pop-up ads and stuff, but we're trying to figure out, going in, trying to get the ad off and figuring out what happened. Come to find out, Fire Talk put the ad on.
Yep.
And they did not inform us.
Well, they had that period of time also where they're only letting like 10 viewers or something come on, and now that's
you got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. Ridiculous.
You got 10 minutes, and that's still in effect. So there are different price levels. And if your show, like say for instance, you're going to do this and you're doing it once a week, there's probably the $19 or the $9. I think the $19 one gets you a couple of few hours every week. Which allows you to do that. Because see, we were willing to pay for the platform. Seriously, willing to pay for the platform. It wasn't that we just needed to know what their pricing was, and they didn't have the pricing structure at that time.
Yep.
So now they have a pricing structure.
Nobody told me it was going to be Dutch.
So they now have a pricing structure, and so now it's like it's settled down. And they did come back and they communicated and said, okay, we're taking away the ads, because apparently nobody liked the ads.
Right.
I was like, no,
it was like covering one of the faces, wasn't it?
It was.
And you're not YouTube. We understand that on YouTube. That's YouTube's manifesto.
Plus, you can skip the ad at a certain point.
Yes, that was the other thing. In YouTube, you can go and push a button and say, no, we don't want to hear this anymore.
There was no Xing out. It was just there.
Yep. Huh.
See, this is why
they changed their manifesto. Go ahead.
I said, this is why you need mad money on a date. You have to put up with
this.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
So you guys have 200 subscribers on Fire Talk, I see, right?
Yeah.
Are those people that discovered you through Fire Talk, or is that mostly people through your own social networks?
That was through Fire Talk.
Oh, it was? Okay. So in order for somebody to be subscribed, they have to have a Fire Talk account, right? In order to be subscribed?
I don't know. I think you sign up with you sign up with Twitter or Google or Facebook. And I know in order to watch our show on this platform right now, we're not asking anybody to subscribe. If you want to subscribe, you can. If you don't, okay. Now, when we do events, which are paid events, which means there might be $1, $5, or what have you, we might do that. Terry, did you notice there's a tip jar down there now?
Where?
Down on the bottom right, next to the gifts. So people can leave tips, which is cool, so that you don't have to do free.
Okay, I'm looking. I see an eye. I see gifts. I see subscribers. I don't see a tip jar. Am I missing something?
I see a jar with, there's a jar that has a $sign on it.
I don't see it on my screen. Maybe you have to click it to enable it.
Let's see.
Oh, let's see. Oh, it just says, oops, you can't give yourself a tip. Okay, so anyway, I see the tip jar down there.
I don't see it.
I don't either. Maybe that's why we're not getting tipped. What's up?
But it's on here, so maybe it has.
Maybe at a different price point.
It could be the price point, and I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I was like,
find out what's up with that. Yes.
Hey, thanks for the little gift, though.
Here's your gift.
Thank you. Celebration.
Oh, there's a tip jar. I see it now. Interesting. Why did it? I see it now.
Oh, yeah, I see it now too.
Give the broadcaster a tip. How much would you like to give? I'm gonna give you a tip. See if it works. How much money do you want?
Don't ask me how much money I want.
I had to put my credit card in there. That's too complicated. They should allow.
It is complicated, isn't it?
They need to do like a PayPal automatic.
Yeah.
That'd be
well,
easy.
maybe because I don't think they use PayPal. I think they use Stripe.
And, they do.
You know, because
most people don't have a Stripe account. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, but see, we learned something here today.
We did. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what does that mean? But it gives the person, like, say, for instance, Brian, you're holding your networking here on the platform. Mm-hmm. People can contribute to help you keep it going.
Yeah.
You understand? And you can just talk to them and say, hey, if this was of value to you, please drop a little something in the jar.
Right. They need to make it easier than pulling out your credit card, though. They should make it a PayPal.
Something automatic. I agree.
Yes, and maybe they shall. I don't know, but we can always send them a message and let them know.
There you go. I'd say we send them a message because I'm with you, Brian. When I saw that, it was like, okay, how about text to give?
Or
Venmo payment would be good integration. Are you familiar with that?
Or we can do this. Let's see.
Brian, tell us about Venmo. What she's doing.
Venmo is it's a free platform for sending money around to people, and they've actually opened it up to be able to purchase things now. Usually, up until last week, you were able to just somebody had to sign up for a Venmo account in order to send them a payment, and it's. The nice thing about Venmo is there's no transaction fees like PayPal. And so I would pay, thanks to Business Chicks, I could make a payment there.
So what that is, the PayPal.me, I think is like the Venmo. With the PayPal.me, you can put in there, I could have left that blank and you could put, right now it's asking for $5. But if I leave it blank, it will be whatever you want to put in there. And it's like just sending money to somebody. And I don't think there's a fee.
Through the app.
PayPal's idea, PayPal's answer to Square, Cash, and Venmo. So you can set that up for yourself. Just go to paypal.me and set up your own, and people can give you money just by using that link, Brian.
And so neither of us are going to be charged?
I don't think so. Just go in there and take a look around and just go to the paypal.me and just read through it.
I just paid you $5, so let me know if they give you the full $5.
Okay, cool. Terry, they're going to probably send that to your email.
my email account. If my provider ever responds, no, my phone's working right now, but I'm just like, these are the people I'm still waiting for a response from.
Well, you should get the email because we're online. That means your provider is online.
Yes.
Okay, so you should get the email.
Okay.
So I just got a notification. I just got a notification that PayPal. You see it?
Okay,
and I just got a notification. You've got money.
Does it,
it worked.
So does it say you got $5 or like $4 and $50? $5?
Huh. Let me go to open up the actual email.
Interesting. So Brian, if you need people, if you want to give to this cause, or hey, if you just want to do data, you can go to the paypal.me, set it up with your information.
Yeah, the whole $5, Brian.
Nice. Interesting.
It is interesting, huh?
So yeah, I'm surprised.
You can send money to people that way if they have a PayPal account. And that's one of the ways PayPal is trying to get people to sign up too. Because I used to hate the fact when I went to go to somebody's website and PayPal wanted me to sign up for a PayPal account. I said, I just want to pay with the card and be done. But they wanted me to sign up with an account.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah. So we just learned something new here. So in lieu of the fact that the tip jar was intimidating to people, there's a workaround.
Oh, I like that idea.
I'm amazed that they're like allowing transfer of money without any transaction costs. That's great.
I think it's because they're trying to get a share of the market from
like Venmo. Because Venmo, like Gary Vaynerchuk is actually a one of the investors in Venmo. Yeah. And they that it's a pretty big company now. I mean, I pay all my subcontractors like through Venmo because there was no transaction fee.
Okay.
Wow.
It made so I have them sign up and then it goes directly to their bank account. We pay, there's a limit though. They only allow like 12 like a couple $1,000s in a week, so it
oh, okay.
So it doesn't work.
I think it's still pretty good though. Because people don't want to be hassled. What is one of our sayings, Terry? Make it easy for people to pay you.
Right, exactly.
For people to give you their money. Yes. Venmo. Can you put that in the chat?
What I don't like is when somebody wants me to make a donation, and I try to make the donation, but I got to go through hoops and a ring of fire and run around everything trying to make a payment.
Which is what we saw when we went to the tip jar. It's like, oh no, ain't nobody got time for that. Right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'm glad somebody tested it though, because it's like the tip jar ain't working.
Well, we couldn't see it initially, so I guess it took a little time for it to load.
Yeah. Well, originally it was like there was an icon that was covering it up. It was like the like icon asking to come on the screen or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it wasn't clearly identified.
Yeah, now it's there. It's interesting.
It is, and it seems to be settling in, doesn't it?
So you want some more money? How much? What's your next? How much?
This is the season of giving.
We got to send Brian something.
Really?
You should send me an invoice for $100. I would pay that one.
But it's good to know that it works.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yep.
Thank you. So I'm going to look at this Venmo because I've never used it because I was using Square Cash.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to check that out too.
And Square Cash was a little cumbersome at one point too. Using the app.
Have they updated it?
I have no idea, but using the app when we were trying to work through that challenge, it wasn't straightforward.
Oh yeah.
Like I just want to give money. So what is the problem here? And so now their website is nice, where you can create a website with your products and everything, and all that setup is great. It was that app that was a little bit.
Are you referring to the store? Or are you referring to something in Square Cash?
I'm referring to the store is easy to set up with your Square account, but the sending cash was not as
It wasn't clear. It wasn't clear.
good. So now you have your own PayPal.me.
There you go.
Apparently it says I have a PayPal account. I already had this and I didn't know it. So
Okay, now in order for it to link, you have to put the HTTP on it.
Right. Well, I'm not looking for money, so I don't want you to click it.
Well, no, but we need to know if it works.
Oh, I'm sure it works. I can tell that it works
Oh, cool.
because I'm looking at the landing page. For it.
Cool. See, you didn't even know you had it.
I didn't know. See, this is the value you bring to your community.
Easy stuff to make it easy.
Yeah, very helpful. Well, I need to go eat some lunch, so I'm gonna let you go. But thanks for
say hi. Enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. Nice meeting you face to face.
Seeing you face to face, Brian.
Thank
Tell
you,
everybody
Brian.
you said hi. Congratulations on those students.
Thank you.
I know. I feel your pain. Okay. See you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
So I like that. I like how he's going to take care of his his internal customers, which are the guys that are working for him. They got a raise and didn't even.
Wasn't that nice?
And
a significant. No, they got a significant raise.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because most employers have you at a certain increment, and they know when they're going to do whatever they're going to do, and then, you know what I'm saying. So that it comes from the heart. It's really about the heart, isn't it?
Yeah, and the other thing is he knew his numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know where Coach Karen is right now, but he knew his numbers. He would have been able to give a raise had he not known how much he already had, how much was coming in, how much is going out. Oh yeah, I'm able to give them 20% more.
Mm-hmm. How about that? And but a lot of people are able.
So a lot of people don't know they're able.
That too. I didn't think of it that way because they don't know their numbers.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, we do the ABCs of business. We're the kindergarten preschool of business. We are not, if you work for a different, if you work for a Fortune 500 company, we appreciate you showing up and watching, but we're probably talking to.
I think you'd be surprised, Francine, how many Fortune 500 folks don't keep up because they're at work. They're sitting at a desk. They're not really over here listening to conversations the way people who run their independent businesses are able to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they may, if they tune in, they may get something too. Or at least they'll learn how to set up their own PayPal account.
So I have finished part of the manuscript for Dick and Jane Do Business.
Yes.
And it is very short. It's like 10 chapters, but they're very, very short. I'm talking like each chapter could be a page. Seriously.
That's where I'm going.
And
I'm thinking about
I just wanted to put it out there. Is that long enough for people? Because I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't have nothing else to say. You know what I mean? And again, we don't like a lot of fluff. And I didn't want to just start fluffing up the pages. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm typing something.
Oh, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Because I've heard from different sides of, it needs to be 12 chapters and you're going to want to put in this and you're going to want to put in that. I just want to get the information too.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't we just say we're not like everybody else? I want a 10-minute read that I can.
I wanted it to be where you can open it up, do chapter 1, and then tomorrow do chapter 2, chapter 3, and not try. I don't want it to be a long haul process, seriously. And I appreciate that, Mary. In other words, there's an audience for everything. Okay. I do need to send it to the proofreader to make sure that it's written well. and I'll do that this week.
Okay, I'm thinking about this for my title.
Okay, Terry, it will get attention.
Okay.
It will definitely get attention.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, it'll definitely, you'll be like, oh.
Now I want to read that.
And then you're gonna put a picture of somebody on the cover that's
what is this book about? Yes. Yep.
You know, when you're in grade school and you have the primer books and they're very thin, and see spot, run, spot, run. That is what I'm talking about, where you can open it up and learn one aspect of doing business that you can master before moving on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to, Terry and I both don't like stuff to be real deep.
Because in the end, it's really not. Look, okay, we got BAs, we got master's degrees, I got postgraduate work. Look, the bottom line is you go to the end of the chapter, you read those last 3 paragraphs, and it tells you what those 365 pages were about. I was like, really? People.
And
I want the cliff notes.
When I was taking the classes at the university, I wrote, they wanted us to write a doggone chapter and paragraph about stuff. When you can just say it very succinctly, this is what this is how I felt about it, and that's it. I believe sometimes they want us to be very wordy and it's verbose. Okay, Meredith is a word for you. Verbose, is that like a lot? Let me look that up since I just said it. A lot of words. I was like, okay, I'm tired of all of that. Can I just tell me what you meant? Like kids, if I tried to explain to grandchildren what the word verbose means, they'd be like, look, oh, you mean you talk too much? Using or expressed in more words than are needed. Okay. Talk too much. And sometimes one word answers are good.
Mm-hmm. And some things don't merit a response.
No is a complete sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So we are looking at just tweaking the game just a little bit. I'm going to send it to a few people to let them read the manuscript and get feedback on it. Is it easy to understand? Is it easy to implement? The 2 criterias. We just want to know, okay, can you do this? And Terry, and then you can teach from it. Yeah, that pretty much want to do, think, and do. And after I wrote it, I was like, is that it?
Yeah, because that was
like a lot.
That was the name of the workbook for Fun with Dick and Jane. You pull out the workbook and it was think and do. Did Sally find the red balloon? Circle the balloon.
We need to put the workbook in the back of the book.
Color the balloon red, okay?
We might need to do the workbook and put the workbook pages in the back, Terry. I might need your help.
I'm just saying.
But I wanted to get it done. Revised edition, yes. Now I got to see if I can use Dick and Jane do business, but we'll see. Maybe it's Robert and Shaquita do business.
Whatever works, you know what I mean?
I don't think Dick and Jane is
Copyrighted?
Copy, not Dick and Jane. You understand what I mean? Now,
Yeah, I don't know if you can those names. Yeah.
I don't think I could do. I don't think it's a problem, but I'm going to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dick and Jane book series, they might be in the.
Who was it that where they were the couple and they went around shooting up everything? Wasn't that Dick and Jane? Yeah, yeah, they went around robbing banks or something.
Yeah, that was on TV. I mean, it was a movie, Dick and Jane.
But they may have license or something. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Mind mapping really helped.
Mm-hmm.
The mind map really, really helped because it's like, oh, and already knowing what it is that you do. I was talking about this earlier. Your book is within you already. Everything that you needed to do to write a book is in you because you do the stuff every day. And so if you do the stuff,
it comes out, yeah.
You just sit down and circle it. Oh, yes, and you do this. And the steps were already there. Thank you, Mary. So with that in mind, we do too. Today is Monday. We talked about your 2017 manifesto. Put one together. Look for Dick and Jane Do Business coming out soon. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll be back tomorrow talking networking and connections with Web Girl TJ. So thank you so much for tuning in for this coffee talk. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mary. Everybody who watches on the replay. We appreciate you a whole lot, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All righty, Daddy. See you later. Thanks for